Welcome to another session of Geology on Earth, and today we will discuss your reserve estimation. So, today's class is more about your reserve estimation, and while we will calculate the reserve, we have to take care of 4 parameters. The parameter 1, that is your principles behind reserve estimation. First, this is your principles of reserve estimation. The second parameter, second one is your parameter, and what parameter we are going to adopt, or we have to discuss the parameters before your reserve estimation. Then in next process we usually do calculation of reserve, and in the next class or in next class we will discuss mostly your problems. So we will cover your reserve estimation in 4 periods, in 4 classes. So first we will go through the principles. The second class, that is parameters what are used for reserve calculation. The next class we will calculate and the processes behind calculation, and in next or in 4th class we will solve associated problems that you will find in your NET, GATE or even JAM examinations. So today we will discuss the principles of reserve estimation. Principles. Before even going to the principles, there are 2 things, or there are 2 pre-assumptions. There are pre-assumptions. Pre-assumptions means behind the principle, and before going into the details of this principle, we will discuss pre-assumptions. Pre-assumptions means whatever we have done in field, it must have to be, we have collected data judiciously. Means we have not collected data, fictitious data. We have done everything reliably. If we don't do reliably, then next processes will definitely that will not be your that means your options will be wrong, what I say, because your error will crippled into your estimation. Then that error definitely will enhances after your calculations. If we don't do your sampling judiciously, if we don't do sampling reliably. So the first step or first pre-assumption is that whatever you have done in the field, you have done it correctly, you have given due respect to the sample, you have going to the field yourself, then you have collected the data. If that is not done properly, then in next phases or successive stages, you will definitely face your miscalculations. Then first principle is your we will call it the rule. In principle, the first rule, it is known as rule of gradual change. It is known as rule of gradual change. Then second one, it is your rule of equal area influence, or that is also known as rule of nearest point. Second one is your rule of nearest point, or this is also known as your rule of equal influence. Rule of nearest point, or it is known as rule of rule of equal influence. There are two rules behind your principles of reserve estimation. The first one, rule of gradual change. The second one is your rule of nearest point or a rule of equal influence. We have not faced any problem or any of your NAT section question in JAM exam, in JAM entrance examinations. But you will find problems from this section, particularly in GATE entrance examination. If you look back to your GATE problems, then definitely you will find some of the questions they are coming from this section. So the first we will discuss the rule of the first principle, that is your rule of gradual change. Rule of gradual change, this rule suggests. So whatever ore body you encounter in the field, they have its continuity gradually. There is no abrupt change in its continuity. There is no abrupt change in its continuity. If there is abrupt change in its continuity, that indicates there is discordant or there is a fault or any sorts of disturbances. Suppose this rule also tells about your change smoothly. This rules also tells smooth change or change of beds smoothly. What does it mean? If you encounter a bed in a borehole, then their orientation as well as their elongation, this is very smooth, not much undulations or not much your changes. It is more or less, it is your smooth. Then the change is gradual. First one, the change of beds is smooth. Then second is change is gradual. If the thickness of ore body, then the variations of the thickness is gradual, not abrupt variation. Then you will find the change is linear. Change is linear. The variation of thickness, it is linear. Then width is linear, not much discontinuity. Then it is continuous. The next the rule of gradual change also tells about the change is continuous. Change is continuous. Okay. So with respect to these points, we can find certain problems. So next, with respect to the rule of gradual change, assume there are two boreholes. You have gone to field, then you have explored your area of your target, then you have drawn two boreholes. Suppose this is your borehole A, then this is your borehole B, and you have assigned your iron ore exploration. In borehole A, suppose you are getting a iron ore of your thickness 5 meter thickness, iron ore 5 meter. In borehole B, you are getting the iron ore thickness is about 10 meter. So this rule of gradual change tells about from A to B, if there is a variation of thickness of this particular iron ore, then it is very smooth. It is not like that. It is not, the variation of thickness is not in this manner. Rather, variation of thickness from A to B, it is in a smooth manner or it is in linear manner. Therefore, this rule, it is your rule of gradual change. So whatever variation of thickness you will encounter in different boreholes, then the variation must have to be linear, must have to be continuous, must have to be smooth, and this strata is more or less continuous with respect to the ore boreholes. These are assumptions, but in reality we may not get this particular kind of setup because your field is highly uncertain. You may get at one borehole, you may not get in the nearest borehole. Suppose you are exploring iron ore, you may get at one borehole, even there is a missing of iron ore in the next borehole. But whatever we are doing or mathematical analysis, we have to give the change is gradual, or there is a gradual change of your ore body, right? So this is known as your principles is known as your rule of gradual change. Suppose with respect to this borehole A and borehole B, with respect to we have drawn a borehole at point A or location A where we have encountered a 5 meter iron ore deposit. In borehole B we have encountered a 10 meter iron ore deposit. In this 5 meter, suppose iron ore content, Fe content is suppose 50%, suppose 50%, and in case of your borehole B, the iron ore content or Fe content is your assume 75%. Then using this rule of gradual change, we can find a place between A and B and we can estimate everything. Suppose this is a point C, and suppose in this particular point C, the question may ask find out the reserve at point C. Suppose find out the thickness at point C. Similarly, find out the grade at location C. There are two locations given, one at B, one at C. Then in between this A and B, suppose a third point is coming and you have to estimate, you have to calculate the thickness. We can calculate using rule of gradual change. We can also calculate the reserve at this particular section or particular point or particular borehole C. We can also calculate your thickness of this section. So we can use with respect to your rule of gradual change. So first is calculation of grade. Calculation of grade. Using this particular figure, we will calculate. Suppose first three things we can calculate. The one is your grade. We can calculate a grade at any given location in between A and B. We can also calculate thickness. We can also calculate reserve. We can also calculate a reserve using rule of gradual change. Again, I am brushing. In borehole A, we are getting iron ore of about thickness 5 meter. In borehole B, we are getting this iron ore thickness of around 10 meter. Then at location A, the iron content or your Fe content is around 50%, and in location B, the Fe content is around 75%. And in between A and B, suppose you have to drill a borehole at location C, then we have to find out grade of iron ore at location C. We can also calculate thickness of iron ore at location C as well as a reserve at location C. But before this calculation, we must know the distance between A to C and the distance between C to B. Assume distance between A to C is 100 meter and distance between C to B is suppose your 50 meter. Two boreholes are driven, the borehole A and borehole B 150 meter apart, and now we try to calculate at location C, which is 100 meter from borehole A and 50 meter from borehole B. Then in particular location C, we will calculate grade of iron ore, we will calculate thickness of iron ore, as well as we will calculate the reserve of iron ore. Okay. So the first is your grade, right? Okay, I am erasing. So grade at first your grade at location C. In this particular or given problem, we know the grade at location A and grade at location B. Now we try to calculate the grade at location C. Then your equation is grade at location A into distance from A to C, this is D1, plus grade at location B into your distance of location C from location B, then divided by distance between A to C as well as from C to B. So this formula you have to use for calculation of grade at any given location if two different boreholes have been given, or even if three boreholes have been given. Using the same formula we can calculate in a third point or arbitrary point where we have to calculate the grade. Suppose this is a triangle is given and locate, and the question may ask find out grade at point C if in a triangle A, B and in D we know its grade, we know its thickness, we know its reserve. So using the same way the C location will be your grade at A and distance from A to C. Similarly grade at B and distance from B to C, and grade at D and the distance from C to D, divided upon your distance from A to C, C to B and C to D. So using our previous example we will calculate the grade at location C. Your question given in your grade given of iron ore in borehole A, that is your 50%. So the grade at C, this will be grade at A is 50% and the distance between C to A is into 100 meter, this is in percentage, right, plus grade at location B is 75, then the distance from B to C is 50 meter, divided by distance from A to C is 100 plus B to C is 50. So this is equal to your 5000 plus 75 into 50, this is 3000, 750 divided 150. So the answer is 8750 by 150. This is equal to a percentage. Here also it is percentage. So you will find this is in percentage and meter. So meter will cancel out, giving rise to only grade at C at percentage. This is percentage meter, this is percentage meter, and this is in meter. So after calculation you will cancel out meter and meter, leaving behind only the percentage. So percentage or the grade at a given particular location can be find out simply using this calculation. So 8750 upon 150, it comes around 58.33. So 58.33%. So grade we can calculate from two given locations. If you look back, so grade at location or grade at your borehole C will be, you will find the grade of iron ore will be 58.33 0.33%. Given location your borehole A as well as your borehole B. You will not find any question related to this particular problem in JAM, but you will find it in your GATE section, right? So prepare for once, then it will be helpful for your GATE preparation, NET preparation, your GSI preparation, as well as your any entrance oriented preparations. So first we have calculated your grade. Now we will calculate thickness, means grade of this iron ore is 58.33%. Now coming to the thickness of iron ore, what would be the thickness? And it may not be the true thickness, we are estimating a thickness, right? So two things, one is your observed value, other will be your estimated value. What we are estimating before borehole, before drawing a borehole, right? We are estimating. Therefore all things are borehole estimation. That may not be your true or correct figure. We are just estimating from two different or given points using your mathematics in mind and the rule of gradual change in the mind. Next, that is your calculation of thickness at location C. So then calculation of thickness. Or thickness at borehole C, thickness at borehole C, it will be exactly same to that of your grade. We will calculate thickness in meter. So the thickness of the first borehole that is encountered in thickness your borehole in one borehole A, then thickness in borehole B. So the formula for this will be thickness at location A into distance from A to C plus thickness at location B and the distance from B to C, that is your D2 upon distance D1 plus D2. Suppose there are 4 boreholes, you can extend this formula. Suppose there are 7 boreholes, we can also extend this formula. So we have calculating this with respect to only 2 boreholes or with 2 known localities. Suppose the number of localities increase, automatically this formula will also increase, right? So thickness at borehole A is your 5 meter. We have encountered a 5 meter iron ore. So thickness at borehole A is 5 meter into distance from A to C is 100 meter plus thickness at borehole B is your 10 meter and the distance from your B to C is 50 meter divided by 100 plus 50. So answer will be, this is equal to 500 plus 500 by 150. So 1000 upon 150, it comes around 8.33. It comes around 8.33 meter. 8.6 point. Okay. It comes around your 1000 upon 150. It comes around 6.66%. Okay, so any given location we can calculate if we know. Sorry, it will be your 6.66 meter. So here question it was asking your thickness at a given location. See, if 2 boreholes have been given, then we will find it out as thickness in location C is, here thickness is 6.66 meter. Are you getting my point? Then the next one is your calculation of reserve. Reserve we know it is your area into your thickness, that is volume multiplication, volume multiplied with specific gravity or density, that will give rise to your reserve. Tonnage factor, then we will find it out as the reserve. Suppose reserve is given with respect to borehole A, suppose the reserve is 5 million ton. and in case of your borehole B, the reserve is, because we are drawing a borehole means we are calculating its thickness, and with respect to the borehole we also calculate its area into thickness is volume into multiplied with specific gravity you will find the tonnage. Okay, then we can calculate your reserve. Assuming it is 5 meter at location A or borehole A, and suppose 7 million ton in borehole B, then the reserve in borehole C will be the same formula with respect to the grade and thickness. We can calculate it. The reserve at C or reserve at borehole C, it is your reserve at A into d1, that is your distance from A to C, plus reserve at B into distance from B to C divided upon d1 plus d2. And assuming your reserve at borehole A is 5 million ton and in borehole B it is 7 million ton. So we can calculate, so 5 into distance, it is your 100 meter plus 7 into 50 divided upon 100 plus 50. So it comes around it is your 500 plus 350, 850 upon 150. So 5 point, answer is 5.66 million ton. Okay, so given this, you can find this question, right, in graphical manner as well as in your theoretical manner, right. So this is your rule of gradual change. On the your before calculating your reserve, we have to give proper importance to this rule of gradual change. The next one is your rule of equal influence, right. Second one is your rule of equal influence, or that is also known as nearest point. So second, it is your rule of nearest point, rule of nearest point, or rule of equal influence, rule of equal influence. So in this rule tells about we have to give equal weightage to a given borehole. We have to give weightage or equal weightage to a particular borehole. We cannot give more weightage to a particular borehole and we cannot give less importance to a particular borehole. We have to give equal weightage to all boreholes. Suppose using the same formula or using that same figure, again suppose we have drawn two boreholes, one at borehole location A, then other at location B. We have calculated at a given location C everything, that is your grade, that is your tonnage, that is your thickness we have calculated. And in borehole A, the thickness of iron ore is 5 meter, and in case of your borehole B, the thickness of iron ore is 10 meter. Here thickness is 10 meter. Then we have also noticed that there is a gradual change. But while we do the calculation, we have to give equal weightage to all the boreholes. Means this is 5 meter and this 10 meter. The 5 meter thickness of any particular given ore, suppose iron ore, suppose your copper ore, whatever may be, we have to, this 5 meter means we have to give equal weightage in between these 2 points. Point A and point B, their distance apart is your 150 meter. Then this 5 meter is up to the midpoint, suppose this is your midpoint. From midpoint, the distance from midpoint to A is 75 meter. Then the distance from midpoint M to your B is 75 meter. So while we do the calculation of your reserve, then we will go the calculation, the So we will give weightage of 5 meter thickness up to 75 meter. Then we will give weightage 10 meter to next 75 meter. So there will be a midpoint. Up to that midpoint, we will give weightage equally to each borehole. Let me to draw this again. This is your locations or borehole A. Then this is your borehole B. So the thickness influence or the area influence must have to be equal with respect to the each borehole. As we know, the borehole A and B is 150 meters apart. We will give weightage of 75, means equal thickness of this 5 meter, that is your up to from A to the midpoint, that is your M. Then the next 10 meter from midpoint M to your borehole B. Okay. So then it will be easy for our reserve estimation, because now we are getting a rectangle where we can use your area as well as your thickness 5 meter. Similarly in borehole B we will find a rectangular area and the thickness. So it will be easy for our calculations while we are estimating your reserve. So it will be better to give, rather we are giving importance to each boreholes. Therefore the rule of your equal area of influence. Then if you are looking at the gradual change with respect to the gradual change, we have noticed the change is very systematic from A to B. The change is systematic. Now you will find, if you will go in this way also, this much of area we are subtracting from the borehole A. Subsequently we are also giving weightage adding the loss area from A to midpoint. So this area what has lost from A to midpoint M can be added in from M to B. Therefore it will help us easy calculations. It is usually helpful for easy calculation. Therefore we are giving equal importance to each boreholes. Therefore the rule is your rule of equal influence, right? So this is with respect to your principles behind your reserve estimation. Next class we will discuss your parameters behind reserve estimation, right? So today we will stop at this point, and next class we will discuss parameters. Okay, so you can look back this particular video. ठीक है जी? Okay, thank you.